everybody. I am sitting here in the studio and it is like, I don't know, 89 degrees or something like that. And it is so warm in here already, and we haven't even began the movement. So I'm already like almost breaking a sweat. So that's how the morning's going for me. And honestly, it's been kind of a weird morning. So I woke up this morning kind of feeling like a weird stomach thing going on. Like nothing that I ate, nothing that I did, almost just something like seeming to have no purpose. I just woke up feeling a little bit off this morning. So interestingly enough, I am feeling a little bit better now. So I took a few breaths before I logged on. I'm feeling a little bit more grounded, but today is a lot more about getting rid of that bad posture. So the kind of sitting like this, right? Rounded shoulders forward. Lengthening the spine, broadening through the heart and the chest and the shoulders, and a little less about creating heat, going really fast, core engagement, all that stuff that we usually focus on. That's going to take a little bit of a back burner today. So today, again, is really just about opening, feeling really good. And my intention is that we all leave this practice feeling like we've created a lot more space in the body. So feeling a little bit taller, feeling like we've released a little bit of tension, right? Now I want you to grab a sip of water. We are gonna come right down onto our back, so let's get started, okay? So come down onto your back. Allow yourself to take your time. And then as you come to your mat, I want you to take your soles of the feet to the mat, knees to the sky. I want you to reach those fingertips all of the way down towards the top of your mat. Place your heels just as long as your fingertips can reach down. So right at that fingertips edge. Now step your feet just about hip distance apart, so right in line with those outer hip bones. Then drop those arms down by the sides. Take a moment here to pull your shoulders away from your ears, grounding them a little bit deeper onto the floor. You can rock your knees left and rock them right. Breathing so soft. So just beginning to create space in the body. This hour is going to feel so good. Just opening up parts of the body that we typically leave closed. Taking time to just move, to just be here, and to put your to-do list on the back burner. This is the only place you have to be for the next hour. Now, if you're rocking your knees back and forth, settle to all four corners of your feet. Press the right foot into the floor, and then I want you to take that left foot off of the mat, extend it all of the way up to the sky. Now, you might keep a slight bend in the knee. As you push the sole of the foot high to the sky, point your toes behind you, keep your shoulders away from your ears, rest your arms down by your sides, actively press that right foot in that right back buttock bone deep into the floor in order to feel stable as you send the left foot high. You might get a little bit of shaking of that leg as it presses up high, straightening through the back of the hamstring. Now begin to bend through the knee, plant the left foot right outside the left hip. When you're ready, bend that right foot, lift it all of the way up, push it up to the sky. Toes pointing behind you, sole of foot pressing. Left buttock bone, left foot, stay pushing into the mat. Breath is soft. Again, slight bend in the knee if it feels good for you. Whatever works. Just creating a little bit of space. Now, when you're ready, I want you to keep your right foot up to the sky. Bring your left to meet it. So pull your left knee into the chest, straighten through the leg. We have both legs up to the sky. Push your toes behind you. Push the soles of the feet away from you. Breathe. Press backs of arms and back body into the floor. Now take your left hand across your heart, your right hand across the center of your belly. Allow your elbows to rest on the floor beside your rib cage. Breathe soft. Push soles of the feet high. Maybe bend the legs and straighten them. Play with movement. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Bring them both into the center of the chest. Find your fingers across the fronts of the knees or the fronts of the shins. I want you to rock either left and right, or maybe just find stillness, pulling the knees deep into the chest.
as if we're trying to get the fronts of those thighs to kiss our belly button. Which if you have tight hips like me today, that may not feel super close, but it's okay. Breathing soft, slight smile on your face. Keep the breath fluid, right? That's what keeps us relaxed. Now when you are ready, release the grip on the fronts of your shins. Drop your arms down by your sides. Plant the soles of the feet down to the floor. Reach down for those heels again, so planting those heels right at the edge of those fingertips, the longest we can reach down. Separate those knees right in line with those hips. Draw your arms down by your sides. And preparing for a Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. Beautiful way to open the frontal body, as well as get some strength through those legs, especially the glutes. Now let's start by pressing feet into the mat, all 10 toes. Inhale. Exhale, I want you to press through the soles of your feet. Lift your lower back off of the mat. Send your belly to the sky. Now you might even lift mid-back. You might even lift a little closer to the upper back. It's up to you. Try to create some space between your chin to chest so you don't feel super congested here, right? Breathing soft. You might decide to press through those feet a tiny bit more. Send hips high to the sky. Feeling stretched through fronts of thighs, fronts of hip flexors. And you might even decide to interlace your knuckles onto the ground below your lower back. Kind of pressing them deep into the floor, pulling shoulders underneath one another. And breathing into bridge. Beautiful job. Breathe soft. Allow your gaze to be soft towards the ceiling. Allow your glutes to not relax here, but to do the exact opposite, to really squeeze and engage, to lift. Inhale. Exhale, release those arms below your lower back. Take them down by your sides. Take your vertebrae down one little part at a time. So slowly and gently. Beautiful. And then extend your legs all of the way out, straightening them. Palms up by your sides. Let's just take a big full body stretch. Inhale as you draw your arms over. Exhale as you lift really far behind you. Lift your lower back off of the mat. Point your toes towards me and get a big stretch. Now I want you to start to create some tension. Squeeze your fists, squeeze your shoulders to your ears, squeeze everything. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your toes. Inhale. Exhale, drop everything down on the mat. Letting it go. Now one more side for each hip. Give the left knee a little bit more love. Pull it into the chest, find fingers across the front of the shin, rock and roll it back and forth. Keep your breath soft. And then release that leg, extend it all of the way out ever so softly. Bring right knee all of the way in, send right hip a little bit more love. Rocking it back and forth. Breathing soft. Now release that right knee, draw it all of the way down. When you are ready, we are going to come to a seat. So you can either roll over onto one side and press yourself up. If you want to get up a little bit more energetically, maybe taking fingers around backs of thighs, coming all of the way up. And then I want you to come right onto your hands and knees, coming into our tabletop position. Now, tabletop position, wrists are going to be below the shoulders. So take a moment to set that up. Make sure that your fingers are spread nice and wide, rooted deeply into the floor. Your knees are right below the hips and the tops of the feet are resting onto the mat. Now take a moment here. I want you to just rock your hips left and right. Settle the weight into the fingertips. Just notice what it feels like to be on your hands and knees. And then little circles here, so not only rocking left and right, but sort of drawing the body in a circle. Going one way, and then stopping and going the opposite way. So gentle little motions here, waking up the body. Now come all the way back to a neutral table. Plug all 10 finger pads into the mat, plug the palms deep in. Draw the eyes at the elbows towards one another, so those creases. And then just planting the tops of the feet gently down to the floor. We're gonna inhale as we bring the belly down, we broaden our collarbones, we slightly guide the chin out. And as we exhale, we round. Create the opposite motion here. Push the center of your back high to the sky. Inhale, drop your belly, arch the back. Exhale, round and close. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round and close. Beautiful job. Now come all the way back to neutral table. Take your gaze right in between your thumbs. I want you to press through your left arm here. And then we're gonna take our right arm, lift it off of the mat, and reach it out in front of us. Fingertips are pointing all of the way in front, thumb towards the sky. Breathe soft. Inhale. Big exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, take right arm below the shoulder. Plug the weight through the right arm. Take the left arm up, reach it out in front of you. Breathe so soft. Gaze is towards your right thumb. Left thumb is towards the sky. Fingertips reaching in front of you. So I love this pose. This is a half bird dog. It's really, really simple, but I'm even having some challenge today. Inhale. Exhale, take left arm all the way back. I'm also in a 90-degree room right now, so give me a little bit of credit. All right, tabletop position. Plug those palms deep into the mat. Breathe, it's soft. Now lower body stays where it is. I want you to take your gaze about a foot in front of your hands. Can you begin to walk your hands away from your body? Now as your arms and your hands extend out, your forehead is going to dive a little bit closer to the mat, your sit bones a little higher to the sky, your rib cage a little closer to the floor. Breathe really soft. You might decide to take that forehead down onto a block, or down onto a pillow, onto a book, on basically anything you have near you to create some space. Be really gentle here. I know we're feeling those shoulders open, right? Big inhale. Big exhale. Can you walk yourself back with nice strong arms? Gaze is soft towards your mat. Come back to table. Separate those knees nice and wide. This time, bring those big toes to touch. Sink your hips back, pushing them as close as they want to get to the heels. And then when you're ready, extend your arms out. Take your forehead down, child's pose. Breathing soft. Inhale. Exhale, help yourself back to table. Wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. Let's do that one more time. Now, same thing we started. Press through that left arm. Take that right arm, lift it up, reach it out in front. Give me 3 solid breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Draw right arm down. Plug the weight through right arm. Take left arm up. Reach it in front. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Only one more in breath. Out breath, take left arm all the way down. Beautiful job. Gaze comes all of the way in front of your hands, about a foot. Walk your hands all the way forward, puppy pose. Stay here for 3 breaths. Drop your head down onto a prop, down onto the mat. Feel that rib cage come down to the floor, that chest and shoulder broaden, right? Sit bones high to the sky, breathe soft. Forehead is down to the mat. The only reason mine isn't is because I can't speak to you guys, right? So ground that forehead. Inhale. Exhale, help yourself all the way back to table. Wrists below shoulders. Separate those knees a little wider. Bring those big toes to touch. Sink your hips back. Reach your arms out. Take a child's pose. Beautiful job. One more breath for me. Inhale. Exhale, press yourself back to table. Wrists below shoulders, knees right below hips. Take a moment here. 3 cat-cows. Inhale, drop belly. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop belly. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop belly. And exhale, round. Now bring those knees to touch, bring those big toes to touch. Sink back towards your heels and sit up here. So sitting in our thunderbolt pose, taking those tops of feet right down onto the mat, taking soles
Feet right against the bottoms of the buttock bones. Hands are resting down by the sides. Shoulders are down and back away from the ears. Really sit up tall here. Breathe really, really soft. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Plug your sit bones deeper into your heels. Lift all of the way through the crown of your head. Beautiful. Fingertips of the right hand plant down by your right hip. Inhale, left hand comes up. Exhale, left hand reaches over to the right. You might decide to walk right hand further away from the body here. Breathing really soft. Inhale. Exhale, left arm comes outside to the left hip. Plant the fingertips. Rise the right arm all of the way up. Inhale. Exhale, reach it over. Little side bend, chest is broad here. Maybe walk that arm a little bit further away. Inhale. Exhale, come all of the way back. Hands go down by your sides. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Allow your hands to meet around your lower back here. So interlacing your fingers, pulling your knuckles down towards your feet. Breathing really, really soft. Shoulders away from ears. Shin can slightly come up here. A little bit of a heart opener. Breathe here, create some space. Now you might decide to take it a little further. We have the option here to actually rise up off of our heels, plugging our knees deep into the mat, and then slightly pulling those knuckles down. So it doesn't have to be too dramatic here. Maybe just a little bit further of an opening. Beautiful. Breathe soft. So sometimes we feel congested here, like we can't speak, like we can't breathe. I want you to check in with breath. If you can't breathe, you've got a bit too far, right? Inhale. Exhale, release that grip. Now, if you aren't already, come up onto your knees. If there's any pain below knees, go ahead and grab a blanket or something to take in between the floor and your kneecaps. Now, take your fingertips to your imaginary back pockets here, plugging them in. I want you to slightly pull your elbows towards one another, shoulders down and back away from the ears. Breathe really soft, and we're just taking a baby back bend, so nothing crazy, but I'm pushing my hips slightly forward, and I'm slightly dropping my head back to gaze towards the sky. As I'm pushing my hips forward, I'm feeling a little bit more in control here at this back bend, right? Inhale. Exhale, come all of the way back. Release the back bend. Take your hands down. Come all the way down to sit onto your heels. Interlace your fingers around your lower back one more time. Inhale as you pull them towards your feet. Exhale as you broaden and take the back bend. Just one more breath here. Inhale. Now this time as you exhale, I want you to hinge at your hip crease. Keep your knuckles interlaced on your lower back. Start to take your gaze down towards your mat. Now you might take your forehead onto a prop, some type of pillow or something near you. You might decide to take the forehead all of the way down to the floor. You also have the option here to lift your hands off of that lower back and bring them a little closer to the sky. Breathing really soft. Creating space in shoulders. Inhale. Big exhale. Come all the way back up, nice strong arms. Release those interlaced fingers. Take them all of the way back in front of you. Now we're coming into table. You are more than welcome to grab a quick swig of water because we are coming into our first downward facing dog. Press through those palms, curl those toes under. Now before we press up, I actually want you to take those wrists slightly in front of your shoulders. Always seems to help. And then even taking those wrists a little bit wider than shoulder distance apart. It's our first down dog. We want to be nice and loving. Plug those palms through the mat. Plug those curled toes under. Inhale through your nose. Exhale as you lift your knees. You send your hips up to the sky and you push your heels back. Let's look right in between our big toes. Breathe soft. Feet are hip distance apart. Plugging palms through the mat. Beautiful. Really breathe here. Now rise up onto your toes. Bend your knees a lot. Breathe. Now from here, you can take your walking down dog. So sort of dragging one heel closer, straightening the leg. And then I want you to bend your right knee a lot, straight through the left leg. Inhale as you bend the left knee a lot, straighten the right. Exhale as you bend the right, straighten the left. And so on, moving with breath.
And this whole time, right, as I'm pressing my nice strong arms deep into the floor, I'm pushing my heart back towards my thighs. Really creating space in the spine here. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take your feet a little bit wider here. If you have a mat at home, I want you to take your pinkies just to the outer edges of your mat. If you don't have a mat, do your best to feel it out. Just taking it a little wider than hip distance. Breathe soft, rock your hips back and forth. Breathe here, you're doing awesome. Now take your feet all the way back below your hips, walk them in. I want you to bend through your knees a lot. The biggest steps you can take, I want you to walk one step towards your hands at a time until you eventually come all the way towards the front of your mat. Shift the weight towards the fronts of the toes. Drop the crown of the head down to the floor. Either take your hands down onto the feet, onto the mat, or maybe you grab your opposite elbows and rest the crown of your head down on top of your forearms. Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathing really, really soft. Ragdoll variation, hanging heavy, rocking back and forth. Noticing what feels tight for you. So often we talk about hamstrings being tight, but sometimes we notice that lower back even get a little bit tight here. Feeling that, get that stretch as well. Allowing every breath to soften us here. Crown of the head comes a little bit deeper towards the floor. Breath becomes a little bit softer. And we're just playing around, rocking back and forth. Be here, feel every sensation. Feet plugged into the mat, nice strong legs pressing through the floor. Now if you grab your opposite elbows, release them. We are all gonna come up halfway very slowly. So begin to think about lengthening your spine, lifting yourself halfway up, and drawing your gaze about 2 feet in front of your mat. So really long neck here. Fingers can either come to the fronts of the knees, the fronts of the shins, whatever works for you. Breathe soft. Pull your shoulders away from ears, create some space. Beautiful. Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Breathe. Now when you're ready, hands come to your hip bones. Inhale. Exhale, can we stand all the way up to Dasana Mountain Pose, hands down by the sides. Fingertips down to the floor, palms towards the hips. We're gonna take those feet all of the way together. One big strong leg here, really plant them deep into the floor, stand so tall. Now I want you to take your arms all of the way up above your head. They're a little bit wider here, right? So almost like a V formation, we're reaching fingertips up to the sky, pulling shoulders away from ears. And now from here, we might be able to pull those fingertips a little bit more over the shoulders. But now I want you to notice if your rib cage is kind of flaring forward. I want you to do your best to pull that in and reach your fingertips up to the sky. Breathe soft. Find your gaze on something steady. Plug those feet deep into the floor. Reach arms up a little higher. Now I want you to take those palms a little bit closer towards one another. So they're a little bit like a V shape now. Bring them a tiny bit closer together. Reach those fingertips high. Pull your rib cage in. Breathe. You feel those shoulders, right? Now when you're ready, can we take palms together above the crown? Ooh. So this feels a little bit tight for me today. Reach those fingertips together, push them up to the sky. Find some length throughout the body. Beautiful. Breathing really soft. Now interlace your fingers. I want you to flip your palms up to the sky. Find a standing palm tree pose. Think about plugging those feet through the mats. Think about lengthening all of the way through your legs, through the sides of your rib cage, all the way to the head, all of the way to the palms. Inhale. Exhale, let's take a side bend. Press the the palms over towards the right. So taking that little side bend, right? Breathing really soft. Inhale. Exhale, drop your right arm down to your right side. Take the left arm over. Continue the side bend. Inhale. Exhale, take left arm all of the way back up, right arm all the way back up. Interlace the fingers, flip the palms up towards the sky. Palm tree pose. Inhale.
Exhale, take it over to the left. So we're tilting towards the left here, right? Chest is broad, feet are together, pushing those palms away. Keeping everything nice and open here. Breathe, inhale. Exhale, uninterlace those fingers. Drop your left arm by your left hip, your right arm overhead. Breathe. Big in breath. Big out breath, take right arm all the way down. Wiggle out those fingers, feeling those shoulders, right? Now when we're ready, take them right back up. Inhale, reach them all the way above. Exhale, take them all the way down. This time, inhale, bring them all the way up. Exhale, can you push the walls away? Let's do that one more time. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, push the walls away. Beautiful. Now this time, inhale, bring them up. Exhale, bend through your elbows, draw them in line with your shoulders. Take a goalpost position here. Palms spread really wide. Imagine we're pressing our back right against a wall. Breathing soft, standing so tall. By the end of this, we are gonna feel like 3 inches taller, right? Plug those feet deep into the mat, pull those elbows back. Breathe. Now let's just do a little gentle motion here. Inhale as we guide those wrists in front of the nose. Exhale, draw them apart. Inhale, bring them all the way in front of your nose. Exhale, draw them all the way apart. Inhale, bring them all the way in front of the nose. Exhale, bring them all the way apart. Beautiful job. Now this time, keep your goddess arms, okay? Plug through those nice strong feet. I want you to bend your knees. We're taking a little bit of a chair. Whew. Breathe really soft. Plug those feet through the mat. Feel so strong. Inhale. Big exhale, right? One more inhale. Exhale, drop your arms down by your sides. Wiggle everything out. Let it go. Arms down by your sides. Stand tall in Tadasana mountain pose. Fingertips out by your hips. Inhale, let's draw them all of the way up. Gather the energy. Exhale, let's flip the palms and swan dive forward with some bent knees. Coming down into forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, gaining some length. And then exhale to fold once again. This time, inhale, come halfway up. As you exhale, I want you to bend your knees. Reach your arms down in front of your feet. Ground those wrists right below your shoulders. And then when you feel ready, 1 foot at a time is gonna step all of the way back for a high plank. Gaze is between your thumbs. Weight is plugged through the hands. Toes are pressing through the floor. And then we're slightly pushing those heels back, engaging through the legs. You're doing great. Inhale. Big exhale. So this is a really important part of posture as well, right? We need strength. Inhale. Exhale, drop your knees down to the mat. I want you to take your toes off of the floor, actually cross at your ankles. Make sure your wrists are below your shoulders. Plug those palms through the mat. We're taking one baby chaturanga. Inhale as you come halfway down. Exhale as you straighten through your arms. Uncross those ankles. Take tops of the feet down to the floor. And then I want you to come all the way down to your belly, scooting down onto the fronts of the hip bones, the fronts of the thighs, tops of the feet, and then down to the arms. Come into a Sphinx pose here. Draw the forearms down to the floor. Plug those palms deep into the mat. Grab opposite elbows. Make sure they're about shoulder distance apart. And breathe soft here. Toes are together. One big, strong, long leg. Breathing really gentle. Now when you are ready, I want you to pull those wrists all the way below your shoulders. Lower yourself down, pull your elbows into your rib cage. Connect the top of the forehead and the front of the chest. Let's take a few baby cobras here. Inhale. Exhale as you press through your arms and help yourself up. Inhale as you come down. Exhale as you press up. Inhale as you come down. Exhale as you press up. One more time. Inhale, come down. Exhale, press up. Beautiful job. Now come halfway down. Draw the front of the chest down to the floor. Take your gaze right in front of the mat. Now draw those
Wrists right outside the shoulders here, so a little bit wider than your mat. And I want you to draw your elbows up to the sky here. Pressing those fingertips deep into the floor. Gaze soft right in front of our chest here. Now breathe really soft. Let's take a few baby cobras with fingertips. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you come down. Inhale as you rise up. Exhale as you come down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, come down. Now this time a little different. Inhale, come up. Exhale, draw the right ear to the right, or to the floor. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left ear to the floor. Inhale, come up. Exhale, left ear to the floor. One more inhale. Exhale, right ear to the floor. Beautiful. Come all the way back up into your Sphinx. Draw your elbows down to the mat. Forearms down to the floor. Breathe really, really soft. Shoulders away from ears. Broaden through your chest here. Breathe. Now bend through your right knee. I want you to think about pulling your foot close to your butt, plugging the fronts of your hips deep into the floor. Breathe soft. Beautiful. Breathing here. Now when you're ready, draw the right toes all the way down to the mat. Bend through the left knee. Pull the left foot close to the sit bone. Breathing soft. Feeling a stretch in front of the quad. Front of the hip. Breathing gently. And then coming all the way back, toes down to the floor. When you are ready, I want you to come all the way back into your cobra. Wrists right below shoulders. Let's take 2 more to get us up. So inhale. Exhale as you press through the arms. Inhale to come down. Exhale to come up. As you come halfway up, curl your toes under, push through your knees, come back into your table. Stack those wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips, curl those toes under. Inhale. Exhale, send it up for downward facing dog. Bend through the knees a lot, big steps towards the hands. Let's take a forward fold. Draw everything down, release. Nice and heavy, breathing really, really soft. Wiggling it back and forth, shaking it out. Beautiful. Now when you're ready, inhale as you come halfway up into your lift. Exhale as you come all the way back down to fold. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale to fold. Now at this time, inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, keep going. Come all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Nice strong legs. Arms down by the sides. Beautiful job. Tadasana mountain pose. Draw those feet all of the way together. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Point the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, sink it back for chair. Breathe really, really gentle. Breathing, breathing, right? Today is all about posture. Is your heart open? Is your chest nice and broad? Are you reaching those fingertips actively to the sky? Breathe. Beautiful. Inhale. Big exhale. You might sink a tiny bit deeper for the chair. So sometimes the simplest poses are the hardest, right? We're not really doing anything funky here. We're just sitting. Squeeze those legs, take those arms a tiny bit higher, squeeze your core. Big breath. Big breath out. Beautiful. Now draw your arms down by your sides. Stand all of the way up to Tadasana mountain pose. Inhale, arms come all of the way up, upward salute. Exhale, we push the walls away. We swan dive all the way to forward fold. Now coming right into our vinyasa. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, step it back for high plank. Now modified vinyasa here. Bring the knees down to the mat. Inhale as you bend your elbows, take a baby chaturanga.
Exhale as you come into your cobra, grounding your fronts of hips, bending elbows, drawing heart up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale as you curl your toes under, send it up for downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up onto your toes. Exhale, push your heels down to the mat. Inhale up onto the toes. Exhale, push your heels down. Now I have a tricky move for you. If you are very comfortable in downward facing dog, you're feeling like you want a little bit more challenge here, plug your right palm deep through the mat. Take your left arm, reach it back for the outer edge of that right ankle. Oh yeah, so a little bit of a game changer. As we find that grip, we can sort of pull ourselves, gazing over our right armpit. Beautiful, inhale. Exhale, take your left arm all the way back, gaze between your feet. Opposite side, plug that left palm through the mat. If it feels right for you, take the added variation, grab for the outside of that ankle. So this is kind of just a funky move I wanted to throw in today. Gaze over, underneath that left armpit. Breathe really soft, inhale. Exhale, release the right arm, come all the way back, downward facing dog. Plug those palms through the mat, in breath. Out breath, bend the knees a lot. Let's walk towards our hands. Now not staying here too long, hang in forward fold for just a breath, inhale. Exhale, let's come up with a nice round spine. So slowly, so slow it down. I'm still just about halfway up, no rush. Come all of the way up, one vertebrae at a time. Until eventually you ground your arms down by your sides. Take those feet all the way together. Inhale, bring arms up. Exhale, sink hips down. Chair pose, beautiful. Inhale. Exhale, straighten through your legs. Inhale, take arms all the way up, upward salute. Exhale, flip the palms forward, fold. Beautiful job. Now come halfway up here. Take your gaze right in front of your feet. I want you to reach your left fingertips right in front of your nose. Begin to bend through that left knee and draw that right arm up. Take a bit of a twist. Breathe soft, chest is broad. You're doing great. Inhale. Exhale, right arm comes all the way down. Bend through right knee, ground right fingertips below the nose, reach left arm up. Breathe really soft. In breath. Out breath, take left arm all the way down. Gorgeous job. Now I want you to start to bend through your knees a lot in your halfway lift. Sink your hips down. And then press through your feet to lift your chest off of your thighs and come back into Utkatasana chair. Breathe really, really gentle here. Create some space, right? Reaching the fingertips high, broadening through collarbones. Now ground those palms together. Pull them towards the center of your heart. We're gonna take a little bit of a twist here, okay? So over towards the left side to begin. Bend through those knees a lot. Take the elbow of the right side. Begin to take that right elbow down to the left thigh. Now we might not be able to ground them. We might just be turning towards the left. We might be able to ground right elbow on top of the left thigh and turn it over towards the left side of the room. Breathing soft, breathing through the shaking, gazes over left elbow. Inhale. Exhale, come all the way back to a prayer chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, take it over to the right side. Ground the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. Woo, hands at heart center, gazes over right elbow. Breathe soft. Inhale. Exhale, come back towards center. You're doing amazing. Arms reach up, inhale. Exhale, stand up, release everything, let it go. Oh, I am officially sweating. Arms down by the sides. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, push the walls away. Let's dive into a fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, reach them down. Let's step it back for a plank. Now take a pause. You're like, why does she have to pause here? Plug those palms through the mat. Gaze between your thumbs. Breathe here. You're doing great, right? Now when you are ready, option to take full chaturanga here. Just a little bit of a bend of the elbows. Inhale as you come halfway down. Exhale as you come into upward facing dog. Either hovering the hips above the ground resting tops of the feet, or maybe taking them down to the floor, bending elbows. Inhale. Exhale, curl those toes under. Send it up for downward facing dog.
Big in breath. Big out breath, bend the knees, drop them down to the mat nice and wide. Big toes come to touch, hips sink back. Arms reach out, forehead comes down. Child's pose. Breathe so gently. We're taking this grounding moment. You're doing awesome. We need 2 more breaths here. When you're ready, come all the way up
Into your table, grab a sip of water. And come right back into table. Toes curl under, last downward facing dog of the practice.
Hips come up, hips, heels sink back, gaze between thumbs, and breathing. Doing great. Now when you're ready, bend your knees. Walk towards your hands. It is our last forward fold, so hang so heavy. If you'd like, you can find a different variation here. So take your 2 peace fingers, maybe loop them around your big toes, and then sort of bending elbows, pulling yourself deeper into the fold. Breathing nice and soft here, maybe just planting the hands down to the mat or down to the feet. Noticing how your physical body feels. I feel really, really good after the movement we've done thus far. So maybe checking in with yourself. Now when you're ready, I want you to bend your knees a lot. Come into your halfway lift,
But then sink your hips down. Pull your heart away from your thighs and reach your arms out. Chair. Woo! Deep little chair here, right? Really sinking it down. It's our last one, so let's really make it count. Inhale. Big exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, straighten through your legs. Draw it up for Tadasana. Beautiful job. Arms are down by your sides. Feet come all the way together. Little side bend. Right arm reaches down by your right thigh. Left arm reaches over. Let's take a little bit of a side stretch. Breathing soft. Inhale. Big exhale. One more inhale. Keep your chest open. Exhale, take left arm all the way down by your left side. Pull it down by your left hip. Right arm reaches over. Inhale, reach it over. Exhale, take it a little further. Standing side bend. We really trust ourselves here, right? Breathing soft. One more in breath. Exhale, come all the way back towards Tadasana. Arms down by the sides. Now I want you to rest your arms down by your hips. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Take your hands across your heart and your belly. And just notice how you feel. Not only physically, but how do you feel in this moment? How do you feel emotionally, energetically? We don't have to go down a rabbit hole of checking in with emotions, but we are taking time to check in. Now release your arms down by your sides. I want you to stand so tall, taller than you think you can. Pull those feet deep into the floor. Really pull those legs long. Shoulders away from ears. Imagine you could gain a little bit more length here. Chin is slightly up. Heart is open. Breathing soft. Let your hands meet around your lower back. Interlace the fingers. Pull your knuckles away from your ears. And slightly take a back bend here, opening through the heart, pushing hips forward. And breathing soft. Inhale. Big exhale. Inhale. Big exhale, release. Inhale, draws your arms all the way up. Exhale just takes you to a halfway lift. So fingers come halfway down the fronts of the legs. Gaze comes in front of the feet. Bend your legs, step it back, forehead plank. It is our last one, right? Gaze between your thumbs, breathe, soft, inhale, exhale. Now we're gonna take one killer move that's gonna help us with our final heart and chest opener. So I want you to press your left toes into the mat. Take your right foot, start to pull it towards your elbow, and then see if you can actually get right knee to right elbow. Inhale, exhale, step it back. Plug your right toes through the mat, hover left. Squeeze your left knee in, see if you can get left knee to left elbow. Inhale, exhale, step it back. Drop the knees down, come to the tops of the feet, sit down onto your heels. Interlace your fingers around your lower back, pull them down towards your feet, really soft here. Big in breath. Big out breath, hinge at your hips, draw yourself all the way down. Embryo pose, coming down onto a block, some type of prop, or maybe the mat. If it feels good, fingers can come off the lower back. Mine feel good to rest right now, right? I'm kind of in that spot where I just want to start slowing down. Big in breath. Big out breath. Press your forehead off the mat ever so softly. Release your arms and then come all the way down onto your sit bones. Feel free to grab a sip of water. Oh, you guys, I am so hot. It is like literally 90 degrees in this room. Okay. Now come down to your sit bones. This is it, right? We have about 10 minutes left. It is all rest from here, but we have one final boat pose, Navasana, which is a pose I used to absolutely despise when I first started yoga, but it's really, really, really something that gets a lot easier when it's practiced, right? So I want you to start by taking your hands right behind you, plug your palms through the mat, lengthen through your arms, push your heart up to the sky. Now really bend through your knees. Toes are pointing up to the sky. We have one big, strong, long leg. Now when you're ready, gaze between your knees, squeeze your legs. Take a big in-breath, lengthen your spine, pressing buttock bones deep into the floor. As you exhale, lift your heels off of the mat and come into Navasana boat pose. So this is a modified boat here, right? My knees are really bent, my arms are supporting me. If I want, I can start to straighten through the legs a little bit more, bringing toes up to the sky, feeling that shaking, right? Straightening through legs, doing what you can today. You might play with straightening one leg and bending the other. Use those arms to support you, slightly pull those elbows back. Breathe. This is it, right? Now can you plug through those sit bones a little taller? Can you lengthen a little bit deeper? Can you engage your core a little bit more? Now you might decide to lift arms up and actually reach them towards the feet. Big breath. Big out breath. Big in breath. Big out breath, drop those heels. Ooh, extend them out. Beautiful job. Dandasana mountain or staff pose. Hands go on the outsides of your hips. Shoulders away from ears. The ultimate posture builder, Dandasana. We're lengthening through spine, lengthening through legs. I've mentioned this in a prior class, but Danda is actually Sanskrit for stick, which is referring to the way our spine looks in this pose, like one big long stick. Dandasana. Breathe soft. Use those fingertips to support you. I know this can be tricky. I want you to go in for a minute, close your eyes. Actively press your thighs to the floor, press your toes to the sky. Pull your shoulders away from ears, dig those sit bones into the mat. Breathe. Now when you're ready, open your eyes. Begin to draw your left knee all the way in. I want you to take that left foot on the outside of the right knee. Left hand is gonna go behind you. And we're taking, our right hand's gonna go behind. Oh wait. You guys, I just messed this up so hard. Left leg goes on the outside. Left hand goes behind you. Right arm goes on the outside of the left knee. This feels a little bit better. I'm like, this isn't working. Press the back of that elbow in. Press that left arm into the floor. Use it to lengthen and broaden. You're doing awesome. Turning your chest all the way towards the left side of the room. Maybe walking left hand in a little bit closer to your sit bone. Big inhale. Exhale, release that right elbow. Bring fingertips on the outsides of the hips. Extend left leg out. Uncross that ankle and then draw right foot on the outside of the left. Now drawing the right hand all the way behind you, taking a twist here. Left hand goes on the outer edge of that right knee. Twisting towards the right side of the rib, breathing really soft. As we press the elbow into the leg, we're getting the twist a little bit deeper. Big in breath. Big out breath. Take your left hand on the left side of your hip, right hand on the right side of your hip. Extend legs out. One more fold before we come down to our backs and rest. So press those backs and legs into the floor, hands down by the sides. Flip your palms up to the sky. Inhale, reach them up. Exhale, reach for your feet here. You may not be able to touch your feet, so you may opt to grab for the outsides of your legs, your ankles, or your feet, whatever works. Breathing really, really gentle here. Shoulders away from ears, slightly bending elbows to pull yourself deeper, but being mindful about those hamstrings. Being mindful about that lower back. The body is so smart. It's gonna let you know where it wants to go, right? Breathe, gaze soft towards your shins. We're slowing things down. All the hard stuff is over. It's rest from here. Inhale. Exhale, release your feet, come all the way up. Gorgeous job. Grab a sip of water and come down onto your back. We have made it. Oh, we did it. We did it. Okay. Now when you're ready, go ahead and take a seat down, lay onto your back. And then I just want to bring left knee into the chest, right leg extended out. Send some love to that left side. And then release that leg, extend it out, bring right knee in, send it a little bit of love. Releasing that right knee, drawing it down to the mat, and then bringing left foot to the mat as well. Reaching fingertips as far as we can reach down. Let's take one more bridge pose for 2 breaths. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, ground your back body. Take a slow inhale. A slow exhale as you press through your feet. You lift your hips up to the sky and squeeze the glutes. Option here to interlace fingers around the lower back. Let's just take another breath. When you're ready, release. Come all the way down, just feeling that one last strengthener. And then before you come all the way down, wiggle those knees back and forth. Release them.
And then let's take one happy baby. So draw the knees into the chest, pull the knees a little bit wide apart, and then either try to reach for your big toes here with your 2 peace fingers looped around the big toes. You can grab for the outer edges of your pinkies, or you can even grab the backs of your knees. The only thing that matters here is we're kind of pulling knees down into armpits, shoulders, or into the floor. You can rock back and forth. It's a really nice way to release. Let's just take a breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release those feet down towards one another. Draw the knees to the center, extend legs out, and let all 4 limbs rest in a comfortable place. Knees and toes fall out towards the sides. Arms rest either on the outsides of the hips or maybe onto the belly. Now, it's very easy to panic when this time of yoga comes. It's very easy to turn off the video, and it's very easy to log out. What I want you to do is just take these 2 minutes without worrying about them. To just be here. To not worry if your mind is filled with thoughts. Just push them away and let them wait. Acknowledge them, but don't attach to them. Let your body become heavy. Shoulders fall down to the mat. Let your limbs fall heavy. Let your jaw unclench. Allow your breath to be effortless. And know I will be here to guide you back when the time is right. Shavasana.
Beginning to invite yourself back into the room. And when you're ready, meeting me in a cross-legged position. Taking a moment to honor the light found within each other, for showing up and dedicating this hour to our yoga practice. As we draw our thumbs in between our brows and we bow to one another. Namaste. My timer is yelling at me and I'm almost out of time, but thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this spinal lengthening, heart opening practice. It was so great to spend this time with you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Bye.